If you're a man over 60, I want you to stop and really listen to this, because it could be that the very vegetables you've trusted for years are quietly draining your testosterone, slowing your blood flow, and dimming the flame of intimacy in your marriage. I hear this all the time from my patients. Doctor, I still exercise, I still eat healthy, but I just don't feel like myself anymore. And the truth is, the culprit isn't always age. Sometimes it's sitting right there on your dinner plate. My name is Dr. Benjamin Hartwell. I'm a urologist and men's health specialist, and for over 30 years, I've helped thousands of men across the U.S., from their 60s to their 80s, restore their vitality, confidence, and closeness they thought was gone forever. I always tell my patients, medication isn't always the answer. Sometimes what you eat is the real key. Unfortunately, many vegetables that are praised as heart-healthy or nutrient-dense can actually work like a double-edged sword, slowly chipping away at a man's strength. I want you to do one small thing right now. If you find this information helpful, type the number 1 in the comments so I know I'm on the right track and should keep sharing more with you. If you're not convinced yet, type 0 so I can improve the content and make it clearer and more practical. I read every single comment, and you are the one who decides the direction of this channel. Today, I'm going to reveal 3 vegetables that most American men eat regularly, but they can be silent enemies that lower testosterone and damage men's health faster than you might think. And right after that, I'll share 3 hero vegetables, the real warriors, that can restore circulation, rebalance hormones, and bring back that feeling you had at 40. So let's start with the first one, a vegetable that almost certainly showed up on your plate this week, but carries more risks than you realize. The first vegetable I want to warn you about is corn, not the fresh corn on the cob you enjoy at a family BBQ, but the industrially processed form. Corn oil, margarine, corn syrup, and the hundreds of packaged foods that line supermarket shelves. This is one of the top culprits driving chronic inflammation and stiff arteries in men over 60. I still remember Robert, a 62-year-old patient who came to me completely drained. He said, "Doctor, I go to bed exhausted and wake up exhausted. My joints ache, and intimacy is almost gone." When I reviewed his diet, I discovered he had swapped traditional butter for so-called heart-healthy margarine made from corn oil. Robert thought he was making a smart choice, but in reality, he was fueling the chronic inflammation that was wearing him down. Here's why. The modern American diet has an omega-6 to omega-3 ratio as high as 20 to 1. The ideal should be around 2 to 4 to 1. When that balance tips, the body slips into a constant low-grade inflammatory state. Imagine it like a small fire smoldering inside your arteries day after day, damaging the endothelium, the lining that produces nitric oxide, the molecule that helps blood vessels relax and deliver blood throughout your body. And when nitric oxide drops, blood flow to the penis weakens, leading to unreliable, weak erections. I had Robert cut out margarine and all corn and soybean oils. Instead, he boosted omega-3s from salmon and flaxseed. Within a month, his inflammation eased, his joint pain lessened, and most importantly, he told me, "Doctor, I'm waking up with a feeling I thought I lost years ago." Corn itself isn't bad when you enjoy boiled or grilled corn on occasion, but when it hides in nearly every processed food, snacks, sodas, frying oils, it becomes a silent enemy of your testosterone and your blood vessels. And if you think corn is the only problem, wait until I tell you about the second one, a vegetable that almost every American eats with burgers, pizza, or at family dinners. The second vegetable I want you to pay attention to is potatoes, especially French fries and baked potatoes cooked at high heat. I know for many Americans, no fast food meal feels complete without crispy fries next to a burger. But what most don't realize is that every serving of fries is quietly wrecking your hormones and circulation. I treated Daniel, 65, a former construction worker. He told me, "Doctor, I don't drink. I quit smoking years ago, but I'm still gaining weight, always tired, and my manhood is worse than ever." Looking at his diet, I found the issue. He was eating fries almost 4 times a week, thinking, well, potatoes are vegetables, so it must be fine. Science tells us otherwise. Frying and baking potatoes at high heat produces acrylamide, a chemical the International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, classifies as a probable carcinogen, group 2A, and a compound that damages the nervous system. On top of that, potatoes have a very high glycemic index, GI. Each time you eat them, your blood sugar spikes, insulin shoots up, and when this happens repeatedly, the body develops insulin resistance, a condition tightly linked to low testosterone and belly fat, the two biggest enemies of men over 60. A 2017 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that eating French fries frequently, greater than or equal to 4 times a week, was associated with a significant increase in early mortality. That means it's not just your testosterone at risk. Your lifespan could be shortened too. For Daniel, the fix was simple but powerful. Cut out fries, switch to boiled or steamed potatoes, and add more low-starch vegetables. In just 2 months, he lost 9 pounds, trimmed his waistline, and told me with a proud smile, "Doctor, I'm back in the bedroom like a real man again." Here's what I want to emphasize. Potatoes themselves aren't the villain. It's how you cook them and how often you eat them that matters. Frying or baking at high heat turns a harmless vegetable into a burden on your blood vessels, your insulin, and your testosterone. And even if you've cut back on French fries, there's still one more leafy green, often praised as a superfood, that can quietly rob your body of the single most important mineral for testosterone production. The third vegetable that surprises many of my patients is raw spinach. For years, spinach has been hailed as a superfood, rich in vitamins, minerals, and a go-to ingredient in countless morning smoothies across America. But for men over 60, eating too much raw spinach can become a silent thief, stealing the mineral most vital for men's health, zinc. I once treated William, 67, a retired teacher. Every morning he kicked off his day with a giant smoothie packed with fresh spinach. He told me, "I thought I was doing the best thing for my health. So why am I constantly exhausted, my testosterone low, and my desire almost gone?" His blood tests revealed abnormally low testosterone and sharply reduced zinc levels, even though his diet included plenty of zinc-rich foods. The culprit was oxalate, a compound found in high amounts in raw spinach. Oxalates act like tiny thieves in the gut, binding to minerals like zinc and calcium before the body can absorb them. A 2015 study published in the Journal of Urology showed that high oxalate diets can reduce zinc absorption by up to 40%. For men, especially over 60, zinc is liquid gold for maintaining testosterone and prostate health. When William learned this, he was shocked. He thought he was nourishing his body, but in reality, he was stripping away testosterone every morning. We didn't ask him to give up spinach, just to change how he prepared it. Instead of drinking it raw, he switched to lightly steaming it with eggs or sautéing it quickly with olive oil and garlic. Within weeks, his testosterone and zinc levels improved dramatically. He came back with a relieved smile and told me, "Doctor, I've found a part of myself again." The lesson here is simple. Spinach isn't bad. It's how you use it that decides whether it's friend or foe. With just a small change, steaming or sautéing instead of eating it raw, you can keep the benefits of leafy greens without losing vital minerals. And now that you know about 3 seemingly harmless vegetables that can quietly sabotage your testosterone, let's move on to the most important part, the 3 true heroes. Vegetables that can restore circulation, rebalance hormones, and protect a man's vitality well past 60. After exposing the 3 silent enemies, it's time to meet the first hero, beets. To many, beets are just a sweet, earthy root, something you might see in a salad or juice bar. But from a medical standpoint, beets are the most powerful natural nitric oxide machine I know. And nitric oxide is the key to restoring blood flow, healthy blood pressure, and masculine confidence. I remember James, 68, who came to me deeply frustrated. "Doctor," he said, "I feel like a clogged faucet. I don't have the energy to jog anymore, and in the bedroom, there's nothing left." When I checked him, I found poor arterial elasticity, high blood pressure, and significantly reduced nitric oxide production. My advice was simple. Add fresh beet juice to his breakfast 4 to 5 times a week. Science backs this up. A 2018 study in the Journal of Nutrition found that daily beet juice lowered systolic blood pressure by an average of 7 millimeters of mercury and improved elasticity by up to 9% within just 12 weeks. For men over 60, that kind of improvement can transform quality of life, from climbing stairs without gasping for breath to waking up with strong energy and reliable erections. And sure enough, After just 1 month, James returned glowing. He said, "Doctor, it feels like the blood in my body has found its old pathways again. Everything flows better, both in my heart and in the bedroom." But here's the catch. Preparation matters. When beets are pickled, canned, or overcooked, most of their valuable nitrates are destroyed. To get the full benefit, enjoy them fresh, lightly steamed or roasted at moderate heat. A small serving in your salad or a glass of fresh juice can be a more powerful supplement than any pill. And if beets are the savior for blood flow and circulation, there's another green vegetable that acts as the hormone gatekeeper, balancing testosterone and estrogen, the foundation of masculine health. That vegetable is broccoli. If beets are the circulation engine, broccoli is the hormone guardian. It keeps testosterone from being overwhelmed by estrogen and helps protect your prostate. I often tell my patients, testosterone is important, but balance is what truly determines men's health after 60. I remember Robert, 63, who once complained, "Doctor, I eat vegetables every night, but my belly keeps growing. I wake up to pee several times, and my mind feels cloudy." After some digging, I discovered he ate broccoli almost every day, but always microwaved it for 5 minutes until it was mush. He thought he was doing the right thing, but he was actually destroying broccoli's most valuable compound, sulforaphane. Sulforaphane is a powerful natural compound found in cruciferous vegetables, especially broccoli. It helps the liver flush out excess estrogen, reduces inflammation, and indirectly supports testosterone. Research shows that sulforaphane can reduce systemic inflammation and help prevent prostate enlargement in older men. The problem? It's extremely heat-sensitive. Overcook broccoli, and nearly all the sulforaphane disappears, leaving you with little more than fiber. For Robert, I didn't ask him to quit broccoli, just to change his method. Steam it lightly for 3 to 4 minutes, or eat it raw with a healthy dip. Within weeks, he noticed better energy, fewer nighttime trips to the bathroom, and even sharper focus. He came back smiling. "Doctor, turns out I didn't need to eat more. I just needed to eat right." This reminds us that it's the small daily habits, repeated over time, that create the biggest changes. And once testosterone is balanced, you'll feel that inner relief. But the journey doesn't end here, because there's still another enemy. The aromatase enzyme, which quietly converts your testosterone into estrogen. And surprisingly, the solution comes from one of the most humble foods of all. Meet the silent protector of testosterone, white mushrooms, the everyday mushrooms you can pick up at any grocery store. Don't underestimate their small appearance. In medical science, white mushrooms are known as a natural shield against aromatase, the very enzyme that steals testosterone and turns it into estrogen. I remember William, 67, the retired teacher I told you about earlier when we discussed spinach. After changing how he ate spinach, his zinc and testosterone levels improved, but he still felt something was missing. He said, "Doctor, I'm healthier, but the spark still hasn't fully come back." When I ran further tests, I discovered his aromatase activity was still high, meaning his testosterone was being stolen too quickly. Research from the Beckman Research Institute shows that compounds in white mushrooms can inhibit aromatase, helping preserve free testosterone, the kind that truly matters for desire, energy, and muscle strength. I advised William to add white mushrooms to his meals 2 to 3 times per week, something as simple as a quick sauté with garlic and olive oil. A month later, he called me with a stronger, more confident voice. "Doctor, I finally feel like a real man again. This isn't just temporary, it's lasting, complete confidence." The beauty of white mushrooms is that they don't directly make testosterone, but rather act like a bodyguard, preventing testosterone from being lost too soon. For men over 60, this doesn't just improve hormone balance, but also mental clarity, confidence, and a renewed sense of control. And when you combine all 3 heroes, beets for circulation, broccoli for hormone balance, and white mushrooms to protect testosterone, you'll notice a powerful transformation. But the journey still isn't complete, because there's one more mineral, rarely talked about, yet incredibly simple, that can amplify all these benefits and help your testosterone truly reach its potential. That mineral is boron, the final missing piece I'm about to share. Even if you've cut out the 3 enemies and added the 3 heroes, there's still one tiny but crucial piece for testosterone to unleash its full power. That piece is boron, a mineral few people mention, yet one that profoundly impacts male vitality. Boron isn't a magic pill, but it has the ability to lower SHBG, the protein that locks onto testosterone and makes it useless. When SHBG drops, free testosterone, the kind that actually works inside your body, rises. And it's free testosterone that determines desire, energy, muscle strength, and the confidence you carry in every breath. The good news is you don't need expensive supplements to get boron. It's already in everyday foods. A small handful of raisins, a few dates, or even an avocado you toss into your salad. I've seen many patients who, after just a few weeks of adding a small daily serving of raisins, came back to me saying, "Doctor, it feels like a switch flipped in my body. My energy isn't just a quick burst, it's steady, reliable, and confident." What's important is that boron doesn't work alone. It acts like a catalyst, making everything you've already done, cutting out corn, fries, raw spinach, and adding beets, broccoli, and mushrooms, work even more effectively. It's the final puzzle piece that makes the whole picture of men's health after 60 complete. And now that you hold all these insights in your hands, let's bring it all together. 3 vegetables to avoid, 3 heroes to add, plus boron, all wrapped into one practical, easy-to-follow plan, sitting right there on your dinner plate. So today, you and I have walked through a vital journey together. We've exposed 3 healthy vegetables that can quietly drain testosterone and vitality, processed corn products, French fries baked or fried several times a week, and raw spinach in those morning smoothies. We've also met 3 silent heroes: beets to restore blood flow, broccoli to balance testosterone and estrogen, and white mushrooms to guard testosterone from being stolen. And finally, we revealed the forgotten piece: boron, the catalyst that helps testosterone truly shine. This isn't just nutritional advice. It's an opportunity to rewrite how you see health after 60. Age is not a sentence. It's a new chapter, a chapter filled with energy, confidence, and the warm intimacy that you and your partner deserve. I've seen men who once felt hopeless regain their smile, and I believe you can too. If you found this information helpful, type 1 in the comments. If you think I can improve how I share it, type 0. I read them all, and you'll help me make this channel more valuable for everyone. And if you have a friend, a brother, or a loved one entering their 60s, share this video with them, because sometimes one small change at the dinner table can transform an entire life. Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next conversations, because I truly believe that together we can rewrite what it means to turn 60, not decline, but growth. Not weakness, but strength, confidence, and vitality like never before.